We're live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Nathan Budnet episode 92. Today we're going to be talking the Spurs with my main man CJ Hoop Talks. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and run the intro. All right, so we got CJ Hoop Talks back. I know it's been a minute since he's been on an episode. We just got busy lives as usual, so that's why we've had Jonah the last few episodes. But CJ, you've been streaming Marvel Rivals I've been seeing, and you've been ready to come here and talk some Spurs. So let's go ahead and get into it, my man. I mainly want to talk the Clippers comeback, the undefeated month of February. But is there anywhere that you might want to start?
Let's just start on how good defensively this team is. Even we're facing the Boston Celtics as we were watching this video right now, and I mean the people who's watching this video. And wow, we're an amazing defensive team. Wemby deserve Defensive Player of the Year. It doesn't matter if he miss another week, if he missed 2 weeks, abolish that stupid rule. His defensive impact, and I will say that he's the best two-way player in the league too. So yeah, that's really all I gotta say. Dylan Harper been amazing. Carter Bryant been amazing. I think we need to move on from Harrison Barnes. Probably get another like backup power forward before this deadline in 3 days. Stephon Castle been amazing. It just teamed the squad. Julian Champagnie, man. He's gonna get paid, and hopefully he stays on this team. Actually, Nathan, I'm sorry, I don't even want to just go through this whole thing. What about you, man?
No, you're good, man. I mean, I like to have a little bit of back and forth on the podcast, because that's one note that I've taken from previous episodes is sometimes I tend to ramble and like not give my guests enough time. So I do want to give my guests like more time. So you're completely fine, man. I mean, I don't necessarily agree on the Harrison Barnes thing. I think Harrison Barnes is fine, especially when we go into playoffs. There are moments where he can be inconsistent, but we've seen plenty of inconsistent players do fine. Like Middleton with the Bucks was perfectly like that, where people were making memes of like, I'm prime MJ. People notice I'm prime MJ. I'm trash. People notice I'm trash. I'm prime MJ. Like, like the cycle of Chris Middleton. And it's kind of the same thing with Harrison Barnes, where like people called him Mr. 100% because he was like hitting all those threes. And then as soon as people started making like edits on him, then like he started to fall off. And then as soon as people were saying like Harrison Barnes is falling off, he's right back to it again. So I just think he's one of those players that just like the media attention, maybe it is, like gets to him, where it's like he'll either go off whenever people are hating on him, and then whenever people are praising him, like the opposite happens. It could be one of those situations. I do agree with the whole defense thing. That's actually something I really want to talk about. I think that defense is a huge reason why the Spurs are winning right now, and it's a huge underrated part of the game that often gets ignored. And OKC being up there, besides all the controversies they have with ref help, we don't have to get into that because I've talked about that a lot in previous episodes. But aside from however you feel about the way they play offense, they play really good, like smothering defense, where like they're right up on you, which is one reason that OKC has done well as well. And I was disappointed when we got rid of Sochan, but I understood why. I talked about that a lot because he was adding a lot of defense as well. But it just seemed like him and other defensive players couldn't be on the floor at the same time. But I do think that like had Sochan integrated himself better on the team, like Sochan plus Wemby is like an unstoppable defense. And so now he's on the Knicks and he's adding defense to the Knicks. But back to like the Spurs themselves, I think you listed off a lot of players there, and I think that goes perfectly into the point I was going to make, which was this team is very evenly divided and very like deep, which is like the other thing that leads to championships. Like there's the common phrase defense wins championships, and I think it's another D that we should be focused on, which is depth. I think depth is really what wins championships, especially in the modern era where you're seeing all of these different injuries and things like that. And we see these teams that they're able to have people come off the bench and still score, 10 points off the bench and all these different things. And I think that's really going to play a massive part into how the Spurs do the rest of the season and in the playoffs, because it already has. We had that stretch in January where we had 8 different leading scorers. Then we had February where we had 6 different leading scorers. And so the fact that those 2 months we had so many leading scorers showed that it wasn't just a cool thing that happened in January. It's something that is continuing as the season goes on, which is really cool to see, and is a huge part of why they're being successful. So I will go ahead and hand it off back to you. I got a bit more to say, but I will hand it off to you before I go into a bunch of other points. So,
we also have to add the fact that Mitch Johnson, even though sometimes his rotations just look weird, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do question the way how he put Wemby on the bench, and sometimes he missed a lot of time, or even Luke Cornett. Luke Cornett right now in Georgia, he's just not. Man, oh man, we're gonna talk about
that's
that
something
later.
else we can talk about. Is Luke Cornett is like an enemy for y'all over there?
Yeah. Luke Cornett right now, like me. On the other hand, I understand where Luke Cornett was coming from.
I
But
agree with him 100%. But
yeah, me too.
you're
But
in the like Atlanta area, so you're like in the heart of that
yeah,
while being a Spurs
they
fan, which is
are
ironic.
upset. They are upset. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later. But even Luke Cornett, I always wanted just a third big. I know Kelly Olynyk, he's amazing. He hasn't had that much time with us, just to like play on the floor. But when he actually does get some minutes, and that's like when garbage time is happening, he does like keep up the lead.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, Mitch Johnson, his rotations, I'm trying to keep up, like trying to keep it for him. Like I'm trying to understand him more. I'm trying to see where his flaws is at going into the playoffs. And I'm not gonna lie, that's the only thing I'm really kind of worried about. Other than Wemby just staying healthy for an entire postseason. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Is just his rotations. Who's gonna be the guy who's gonna score the ball? Because this is the playoffs. People are gonna be way more physical. People are gonna be studying you, even studying the 11th guy on the bench. They're going to find out your weakness. So that's where I'm really just worried about. But I don't really have to worry about that too, because this team has been proven that they can really counteract everything that's been thrown at them. Like these guys are dogs. Like they're different. Carter Bryant the other day just jumped over somebody. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, like LeBron was doing that. We got a rookie doing that. Like that's crazy,
Yeah.
So it's just crazy, and it seems like they're so together and they're growing together as a team, because there's certain things at the beginning of the season, like Julian Champagne, he couldn't make those poster dunks or having those crazy dunks in game, but he probably talked to like Keldon Johnson or something to tell him, hey, yeah, you could just finish it like this. Because you see how he's attacking the paint and how he's finishing at the rim, you're just like, whoa, they're looking like vets. Dylan Harper looking like vets. These are rookies. That's crazy. But I'm gonna hand it back out to you.
Nah, man. Like, I get what you're saying, but with the Mitch Johnson lineup things, this is something that I've brought up before.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because this will lead into something that I want to talk about later, but social media has like completely destroyed basketball in certain ways and we've talked about this actually, like we've talked about this on previous episodes. Like even like years ago where it was like episode 38 or something like crazy like that. And we're like episode 92 now. We talked about for years how social media has made fans so overly reactive to things. And we saw that even with Mitch Johnson, where Mitch Johnson won Coach of the Month for December, I think it was. And then in January, there were people that were calling for him to be fired and replaced with a new coach. And then like now we go undefeated in February, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's the greatest coach, pop disciple again." And it's like from the outside looking in as a Spurs fan, it seems like
Yeah.
other Spurs fans are being very, very flippy floppy on Mitch Johnson. And it really
Yeah.
disappoints me because like I again like it's they're so people are so reactive to be like fire this coach. And that's been a problem for years. I made a video a while back that's titled "How NBA Coaches Became Scapegoats," and it's like still relevant today, where it's like anytime a team does bad, they like fire the coach, and it's crazy because again, like we beat OKC all those times in December. We had a
Yeah.
decent stretch in January. We went undefeated in February and had a good stretch in February. And we're
Yeah.
over 42 wins. Why are we complaining about the coach? We're the second seed right now. Why, after one loss, are we saying fire the coach when we're the fucking second seed? I don't
Man,
understand.
Twitter is so unbearable, man. It's just so unbearable.
Yeah,
Oh man.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's like people like there's literally no logic in that. How can you be the second seed and say we need to fire our coach? It makes no sense. And it's not even Twitter. I see it on Instagram. I follow the Spurs Reddit just to get like Spurs news every now and
Yeah.
then because Reddit can be toxic too. So I'm not like a Redditor. I don't want to seem
Okay.
like a freaking Reddit
I don't.
mod.
I was just,
But
hey, if you're a grifter, I mean, I'm just saying.
but I mean, Kenny for real checks NBA Reddit, so it's like if you
Yeah.
think Reddit's weird, like Kenny for real freaking checks NBA Reddit. But
No, I don't think it's weird. I feel like Reddit, their forums is very helpful, especially with on what like even my like computer science or something, like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like you could really, yeah.
Reddit is really good for like niche stuff. Like I find like you said like PC stuff on there every now and then too. But I was just saying that for like the people watching that are gonna be like, oh, this white dude's a redditor. But anyway, to the point I was saying is like people are so quick to jump on like fire, and it's crazy to me. And the big reason for that was like the lineups, like you said, where it's like we were losing games against the Jazz, we were losing games against like
Mhm.
whoever it was that was like low seed, like the Jazz. I think maybe the Grizzlies were in there, something like that. And it's like, how are we losing these like crazy easy games? And people were complaining about the lineups, and it's like, what you don't understand is that we have rookies on the team, we have a new coach. There's gonna be experimentation involved. Like that's just the nature of it.
Mhm.
And so I think when
Yep.
people complain about the lineups, it's like I really don't think we should be complaining about the lineups like that much because again, we're the second seed, so we have a bit of buffer to like try things out, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work and we scratch it off the list and try something new. But it's like I know people will say the phrase like if it's not broke, don't fix it, like go with the lineup that works. But you have to
Yeah.
have backup lineups for again with the depth that we have. If someone gets injured, like you have these other lineups you can run. And so that's what we're trying to figure out is like what
Mhm.
works. And then with the whole Wemby thing, like giving Wemby limited minutes, I have to be really careful with my words because people are gonna like say that I'm defending load management or whatever. But
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of playing Wemby the way
Okay.
we are now because again, like I don't want to repeat the same points over and over, but it goes into the depth that we have. And
Yeah.
again, we've had so many different leading scorers. We've been winning with Wemby on these limited minutes. And we've seen the past 2 years with the Spurs being what ifs of like Wemby gets injured and we're like, oh, if Wemby was healthy, we would have been this seed. So now we have healthy Wemby. We're the second seed. We have depth. So I think we play it safe and we keep him on like 25 minutes a night or whatever. Because we
Okay.
have people like Luke Carnett. That way we don't like he isn't injured and we can play him more in the playoffs. And then that way, even if he does become injured as well, like say we get into the playoffs and something happens, like with Wemby injured, it's not immediately like, oh, the Spurs are out of the playoffs. The same way it was like when Tatum on the Celtics got injured or Halliburton got injured. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
Wemby's injured, but we still have these 6 other lineups we can run with Harper, Vassell, Keldon, Castle, etc. You know,
Yeah.
so I kind of, that's just me kind of pushing back on the point that you made, and it's the point that other people may have is like I actually kind of like the experimentation we're having and keeping Wemby on limited minutes while we still can before we get into the playoffs and then really push the boundaries of what he can do.
I'm not gonna lie, in the finals, I feel all right, hold up. Because I remember the beginning of the season, I was telling everybody and my mama, we're winning 50 wins, we're contending.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
Because we only did like what? Got Luke Cornett, drafted Dylan Harper.
Mm-hmm.
What else we did? We already had Fox by then.
Wait,
hold on. Can we pick back on why? What? Huh?
I said, did we have Barnes this season or was that last season? I can't remember.
Last season.
Okay.
It was last season. Wait, hold on. Can we pick up back on why do you miss Sochan? I'm sorry.
We gotta rewind.
I think he was a complete miss. I think, look, even though I have a whole video saying that he was our savior and everything, no, you gotta call it being his being. He's not on the team anymore. Like it just,
yeah. I just have a very hard time. Maybe this is just my personal bias. I have a hard time letting go of players in general, so that may be part of it. Because like we already got rid of Blake Wesley, we got rid of Malachi already. Those were 2 players that I also liked, but I knew that they probably weren't going to get enough playing time to be on our team. But I saw that I saw their strengths, and you know, not to toot my own horn and like sound non-humble, but I think that more so just speaks to how I am outside of the podcast and like my character in general. Is I kind of tend to do that with everybody, which is I try and look for like the strengths in people over their weaknesses.
Okay.
And I think maybe that plays into it where like I just really like the like, hey, this part is working. Why don't we focus on the part that's not working so you can get to where you need to be rather than just like giving up and sending them off. But that's the nature of sports, you know, it is what it is. But it's like, because I've made that point before in other videos where I said the NBA and all of its teams are businesses at the end of the day. They got to do what they got to do. But I was kind of like on that train everybody was on of like whenever he was dyeing his hair and people were joking like, oh, he's, you know, styling his hair like Rodman and all that. I didn't think he was gonna be the next Dennis Rodman because Dennis Rodman is fucking Dennis Rodman. But but like I really thought that he could work for the team. He just needed to like work some things out. And I made the joke on the episode with Jonah when we talked about like it was before the trade deadline and we talked about is Sochan going to be traded. And he wasn't traded, but he signed with another team. And I made the joke where I was like, if he ends up getting a ring with another team, I will cuss this entire fucking podcast out. I will be like, I fucking told y'all. Like, I'm fucking pissed. We should have kept him. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So, I really was like on the Sochan train because we had him before Wemby. And so he was like, especially when like we lost Primo. Because, like, Primo was somebody I was, like, big on, and then all that stuff happened. So then Sochan became my next Spurs guy, where I was like, Sochan, like, that's my guy, like, before we got Wemby. And so now, like, the fact that we lost Sochan, it's like, you know, I'm glad that I didn't get a Sochan jersey, because I almost did. And my last Spurs jersey, again, that I got was a Primo jersey. So the only safe jersey for me to buy right now, it seems, is Wemby. I can't buy any other player besides Wemby, because then they're fucking gone.
I say go get a Dylan Harper jersey. He's gonna retire as a Spur. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah.
Get a Castle jersey.
Castle's my next pick. But yeah.
Castle's your next pick.
But that's what I'm
You know,
scared
so
about. Is like
crazy.
now I've put that out into the universe, and we're gonna see like
Yeah.
in the 2 years he's gone.
No, no, bro.
Like
You
it's
know,
my
so crazy.
podcast jinx, bro.
Yeah, Castle is literally like where he's from is literally 30 minutes away from me.
Dang, bro,
30,
that's
20
crazy.
minutes. Yeah, he's from Covington, Georgia. I every time I go to the barbershop, they be like, "Oh yeah, I used to cut his hair." I'm like,
That's crazy. I
"What?"
got what's it called? The place where all of like the retired Spurs players live and like Pop,
Yeah,
like they all live in the same like sort of area, and it's like
yeah.
20 minutes for me. But it's like obviously it's like all gated off in like the rich area, but like
Mm-hmm.
still like knowing that like they're right there is crazy. Because again,
Right? Like,
like I met
yeah.
David Robinson that one day, which is like I've talked about.
I
So
still remember that you showed us the picture and everything.
yeah,
Wasn't it like at an airport or something, or it was
no, no,
like,
no. It was at a local sandwich shop. It's like it's a you know what the term hole in the wall means, right?
mm-hmm.
Where it's
I
like
don't actually. I don't actually. I don't. What would that mean?
so hole in the wall place means it's like not like a chain, not like a franchise chain. It's like a
Okay.
place that's like very like low key, like only the locals tend to know about it. Like it's more of like a if you know you know, and like
Okay.
they don't do like much advertising. It's just kind of like again like if you've eaten here before, you know how good their food is and you recommend it to other people and they kind of survive off of word of mouth of like other people talking about how good their food is, you know?
Okay.
Where it's like you could pass it on the street every single day and not even know it's there. Um so there's this local sandwich place which I won't say the name of because I do want to keep a little bit of privacy. But there's this hole in the wall sandwich place that is really, really good. And it's kind of like one of those more low key places where like I went there one time and I was like, this is the best friggin' sandwich I've ever had. And so I kept going there and I took my girlfriend there for our very first date actually, and this is when it happened. And my girlfriend jokes that it was a sign that our relationship would be good because like on our first date we went there and as we were walking in, fucking David Robinson was walking out and like I asked him for a picture and all that and
Bless.
the owners said that like because again it's like one of the best sandwiches in the entire country like they're rated like
Yeah.
I kind of gave for people that are in San Antonio I kind of gave away what it is because but they're literally rated like the number one sandwich place in the country
Okay.
and so like because of that like their sandwiches are really fucking
Firehouse
good
Subs.
nah they're I just said it's not
Yeah.
a franchise, but
Yeah. I know. I know. I was just. It was just a little tiny joke. That's
oh,
really it.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, but they because their sandwiches are so good, like the owner was saying like, oh yeah, we get like Spurs players and like celebrities that like come in and out of here like all the fucking time. So he's like we have Tim Duncan, we have like Tony Parker, like they stop by every now and then. He was like Manu's been here for like promotions like before, so yeah. What were we talking about
Oh.
before?
Um.
Sohan and like
We're
that led into
yeah.
something
Sohan.
else.
Yeah. Yeah. We were talking about Sohan. Yeah. Um. I don't know. I really. I'm not gonna lie. He can't. He kind of. It was giving me. Imagine Ben Simmons,
Yeah.
who couldn't pass, right?
Yeah.
But had a confident in 3-point shooting, but not as good as a defender as Ben Simmons,
Mhm.
and couldn't handle the ball like Ben Simmons,
Yeah.
and couldn't really attack the rim like Ben Simmons,
So
and really
Ben
needed
Simmons,
another
but
ball
none
handler.
of Ben Simmons. That's all you're saying right now.
Like he's not
You ever
that
seen that one
bad.
TikTok where it's like let me get a pizza with extra cheese and it's like you remove all the stuff and they're like nothing? Like that's basically what you just described.
I mean, that's basically what he is. Like I even Nick fans are starting to see what we was talking about that he's like he's really offensively and limited. And on top of that, even though you're like in the league that we're in right now, you can't have an offensively limited player.
Mhm.
You're gonna get out of a job. You're not gonna get work. You're not gonna get minutes. they at least want you to have some type of bag with you, especially in the league. And that one clip when he was shooting in the corner, everybody was just like, "Yo, how is he in the NBA?" That's exactly what we've been dealing with.
Yeah.
Late fourth quarter, you do not want him to see, you do not want him on the court. That's
Yeah.
the problem. I would feel like, yeah.
I get what you're saying. Um,
Yeah.
so I have like two more or actually really like one more Spurs point. And then we can talk about Luke Carnett if you want, because I know you wanted to touch on that a little bit. But
Okay.
going into like the 25-point comeback, because that's the other big talking point for the Spurs. I think it really goes to show that Wemby, as much as I've talked about like how we can win without like with Wemby injured or without Wemby, I think that Wemby, and this should go without saying as a franchise player, but let me explain myself. Wemby is the heart and soul of the team. And what I mean by that is like, even if he's injured, the fact that we have his energy will lead to winning games. And we saw that with how he was in the All-Star game whenever he was upset that he lost, and then again he was crying whenever they came back and won the Clippers game, and he talked about like how he felt like it was the greatest game he ever played, or like most fun game he'd ever played. I want to quote him correctly because like I don't want to seem like he was boosting himself up saying it was the greatest game he ever played, because that actually is the point I want to make, is like he didn't come out and was like, oh yeah, that was all me, like I carried the team and helped them win. When he asked like, hey, why do you, because he said this was the most fun game I'd ever played, and then they asked him, why do you think that is, why do you think this is the most fun game you've ever played? And he said instead of boosting himself, he boosted the rest of the team and said like everybody had everybody's back, nobody gave up, everybody gave 100%, like all that. And in my head I was watching the clip and I was just thinking of like NBA 2K where it was like plus 15% team chemistry like in the bottom corner, you know what I mean? And like that's sort of like the energy Wemby's bringing, where it's like the team was losing and Wemby said, nah, fuck all that, like run it till the clock is over, and that boosted the energy of everybody else on the team. And that's sort of what I mean, is like even if Wemby was injured, I feel like he'd be on the bench like during timeout being like, all right guys, let's go, like we got this. And like that's the energy you need from a leader on the team. And again, like people will be like, well yeah, he's the franchise player, but it's like we've seen so many franchise players that don't do that. And I made it a point in the video that's coming out later.
Twin. Hold up. Hold up. 1 second. I'm so sorry. Dude, you will not believe what I'm about to tell you.
What's up?
Bam Adebayo is about to drop 70 points.
What? How is Bam Adebayo a defensive player?
What? Yo, you gotta clip that. You gotta clip this. Yo, wait.
Bam Adebayo is known for his defense. He's not known for his offense. What the fuck is going on?
What? I'm so sorry. Yo, this is all right. I'm sorry.
Are you saying clip it because of what I said, or because just the fact that we were reacting to it?
Yeah. This is worth the reaction, because like, what is he doing?
Oh, I thought you were saying like clip it because I was having a bad take, but like he's known to be the defensive
he wasn't
player.
having a bad take.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
What? He's got 67 points as a center. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, this is insane. This is insane.
Okay, well, I guess it's 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, so I guess we'll check back on that in a little bit and see what happens.
Right?
But in the meantime, while that's going on, is what were we talking about? So Wemby, like like again, like he brings that energy, and I know it's like goes without saying to say like, oh well, he's the franchise player, of course he's gonna do that. But we've seen so many franchise players that don't do that. Like, I made the joke in the scripted video that's going to come out in a few days, where I talk about this exact thing and how Wemby is like the leader of how people literally make jokes about Jokic doing the opposite, like how Jokic like plays without caring and like he just does it and stuff like that. And we see like players like KD as well. Like KD's not a leader. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like sure he can be a good player, but and I know people like the KD defenders are gonna come out and like hate on me for that, but it's like there's a difference between being a good player and being a leader. You know what I mean? Um,
Okay, okay. Like you want somebody who's like who interacts with the team and they want their team to like actually like grow better as a team.
yes, like there's a
Okay.
difference
Yeah.
between like being a good player
Okay.
and being like I want to go out and win versus being like hey, we're a team, let's do this together. Let's go out, let's better ourselves as a roster. Let's go out as a
Yeah.
unit, stuff like that. Um and we don't have much of that in the NBA. I really feel like if I'm being completely honest. Like
Yeah.
so much, and this is a point that we'll take when we get into the later game that we're gonna play. And that has a lot. It has a lot to do with like player empowerment and how like so many stars are like focused on like I'm the shit and like I gotta push my own agenda and like focused on like I'm gonna make this team win and shit like that versus like listening to coaches or listening to a veteran presence or whatever like that. And again, that goes back to the earlier point we said about Mitch Johnson and coaches being scapegoats. Is that's what I said in that coaches have become scapegoats video, which is like nobody wants to listen to coaches anymore, and yet they're the first ones that are blamed when shit goes wrong. It's like you can't blame like the coach and then every advice that he's been trying to give you all season you haven't listened to. You know what I mean? And that
Okay.
was the
Yeah.
case with KD and the Nets was the big one that I talked about because Kenny Atkinson, who is now on the Cavs and making the Cavs better, was on the Nets, and he was like, "Hey, I like he had experience like coaching all stars, and so he knew how to handle a KD, Harden, Kyrie type personalities and team." Um, and so he's like, I can put y'all in your place and coach y'all to where we need to be. But that was the exact thing that they didn't want. Is KD and Kyrie were like, we don't want somebody that's gonna tell us what to do. We're the fucking bosses of this team. And so they used their authority to get Steve Nash, and that whole thing happened there. And that's the exact
Oof.
point. Is
Yeah.
like they want somebody like players want coaches that are more manipulative nowadays and that like they want as much control as possible, and that leads to like the person that actually knows what the fuck they're doing with the coach, like although there are
Yeah.
bad coaches out there, like somebody that can see the entire team wide can fucking like do what they need to do. um and have you ever seen the movie Greater, I think it's called? It's like a Christian football movie.
Actually, I
Uh
haven't. No, enlighten me.
it's like a Christian football movie. I won't go into the whole plot cuz it's irrelevant. But there's a moment in the movie where someone on the team like they lose a play or something like that. Like they're like on second down and like they run a play and it doesn't work out great. Um and the player's like mad that they lost the play and he's like cussing out like why would coach run that fucking play like blah blah blah. And another teammate like stops him and was like, bro, you can only see what's in front of you on the field. Coach is in the press box right now looking at the whole field. That's why he called that play. And it's like the same sort of thing I feel like is the point I'm making, where it's like players, they're playing, they see the court how they see it when they play. Coaches are viewing the entire court from the sideline and seeing like what the fuck's going on, what's going wrong, and what each player is doing, you know.
Yeah.
But players don't want to listen, and so we have less leadership players nowadays, which is a big problem and epidemic in the league. I feel like. What do you got to say on that?
When it comes to immaturity, I mean, have you seen a Magic game, like a Orlando Magic game?
I watch it every now and then because of JX Remy, but not like too much unless it's a playoff game. I usually will just watch them when
Well,
they're in the playoffs, if I'm being completely honest.
well, the thing that you're talking about right now, it's literally going on. They don't respect their coach. And yeah, I say it's a slippery slope. So let's say, because remember, we had some, well, not even we, but around the league there has been some bad apples when it comes to coaching.
Yeah.
What's a good example? Remember the Bulls when they had that one coach, when Denzel Valentine, Zach LaVine,
We don't even
who
got to
else
go
was on
there,
there?
bro. Go to the Bucks. You got Darvin Ham and Doc Rivers right there.
You see, like, yo, like, there's a case when like, yeah, your point makes sense. Then
And that's why I
you're with the
said like
Milwaukee
there
Bucks.
are bad coaches, but
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, 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 yeah,
like the
yeah,
guideline, the exception. What's the saying? The exception should not be the rule. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel you. Yeah. Oh, you added more decorations back there.
no, these are all the same decorations.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I was just okay.
and like what's it called? It's just the only thing I do have if I go full cam here because I got it split between me and you right now
Okay.
is I got this Wemby plush that my girlfriend actually got me. So shout out to my
Okay.
girlfriend. And then everything else I think on here is the same. But I do have, I think it's right here. Yeah, I got the Nathan Burnett
Nathan
hat,
Lynette.
and then also, if you got since you're already asking about that, I didn't even plan it, but CJ actually helped me out with the segue. Is we got here. Let me change it back to multicam so they can see what they're doing. Because I
Okay.
had it on full cam for me. Do it again. CJ is fucking segueing it and throwing up a shot like fucking D Wade to LeBron. There you go.
Man, all up in his face.
But
Yeah.
let me go back to full cam. So, I've got some merch orders that came in. These have always been on the shop available, but I went ahead and ordered some so you guys can see it because I actually should have some promo photos that are coming out here soon. So I wanted to go ahead and order these so that I can do a photo shoot with them. But we got some hats. So that one is just the Nathan Burnett logo on its own on a black hoodie. That is the katakana hat. So any of you guys that are into like Japanese lettering, I actually know a bit of Japanese, so I can verify it's not one of those Japanese tattoos that you tattoo on yourself and you think it says like badass and it just says like hernia in Japanese or something. Um, this actually says Nathan Burnett in Japanese, can confirm. Um, so we got that. This is the same katakana that's on the hoodie that I have worn a few times. So go and check that out. I also wanted to show you guys that we have different colors and designs available, as I've mentioned several times. So this is a pink sweatshirt with the bubble design, as I call it. And we also got ones like this, which I'm pretty proud of. This is on a Carolina blue type color. And then also, I know some people, they don't feel like wearing YouTube merch, just because it's like too loud. So we do have more of a low key type designs. We call it the pocket design. So it just has the logo up here in the corner of the shirt, and that's it. Nothing on the back. So if you want more low key merch, simple blank tee with the logo up in the corner. So go and check that out. And as always, we always have a promo code every single episode. I usually let the guest choose what the promo code is. So CJ, do you want to go ahead and give us the promo code for this week? And it will be for 25% off.
Wait, how many letters? How many letters I got?
Let's keep it like under 12 characters. I did like
All right.
MM 2026 for March Madness 2026 like last week. So
Well, I mean, since we're talking about the Spurs at first, let's put the Spurs D best. What the letter D?
all
You
right,
know what I'm saying?
cool.
Is that possible or
Yeah. We'll put it up on the
okay?
screen here. So I always put it up on the
Okay.
screen.
Yeah.
So and if any of y'all are listening to audio, that'll be SPURS D, like the letter D as in Delta, and then best BEST. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
um,
Oh.
I know
Yeah.
the
Chip
I know
us.
the
Give us a ring.
phonetic. What's up?
I said, chip us. Give us a ring.
I again, like, I showed some long sleeve designs because I personally like wearing the long sleeve. I wear this one every episode, as y'all know.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the long sleeve designs. I wear long sleeve like all the time. And I
Okay.
know it was colder earlier in the year, but we're starting to get into spring and summer in a few months. So I wanted to show the short sleeve design as well. So again, go and cop that promo code that was on the screen, all that good stuff. Did you still want to talk Luke Carnett, or do you want to dive straight into the game since we've been going for a while?
Um, let's just let's dive into something else. I feel like that Luke Arnett, we could definitely do another video on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially because um I know me and you, we're gonna talk about so many things that we're very knowledgeable about the NBA, but nobody nobody is really can keep up with us. We're not keep up, but we know how bad these guys really are. So it's just yeah, I'm with you. Let's go to the next topic.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and intro it. Since I want to explain what the game is, and this will also help whenever I make the highlights and the clips and things like that. So
Okay.
basically,
Wait, hold
I
on.
got
Before we go into the next one, uh just want to let you know, Bam Adebayo just dropped 74
is the
74
game
points.
over?
I think he's about to sit out because they're up 30
Oh yeah,
basically.
they're probably gonna bench him. Well, it's against the
Yeah.
Wizards, so
Yeah.
man, they should have given him
Wow, that's
75. But preview for an upcoming episode
yeah.
because Wemby also scored high, and now Bam Adebayo just dropped almost 75. I got
Yeah.
a video that I'm planning to upload at some point, maybe during the off season, if I'm being honest, because
Oh,
it's
he's still in the game. Oh.
oh shit. Um, but leading that to a preview for another video that might come out at some point is
Okay.
I'm going to try and make a video called "How Long Until an NBA Team Scores 200 Points," and then also a follow up to that, which is how how long until we get another quad double in the NBA. So be on the lookout for those two
Okay.
videos. But with that said, we'll go ahead and transition into our game. So
Okay.
I am going to present us with 30 different takes. And CJ, you have your agree and disagree paper that you got there that I told you to get before the episode. So
Okay.
essentially, what
Well,
we're
on
going
the
to do.
handwriting. Computer science. All right, don't man handwriting.
So what we're gonna do is I'm going to present a take, and we're going to hold up agree or disagree. And
Okay.
then after we both see what the other person said, we will have 24 seconds each to defend our position. And then we will go into the next thing.
Okay.
Just because what's it called? Your papers may be like hard to read at certain points. Because it's like
Okay.
you're a bit further back from the camera. Just in
Oh yeah.
case, like I would say like agree or disagree just in case like people can't see it. Um
Okay.
but we will go ahead and get started. So, I have 30 takes here. And the first one that we are going to do is again, we just got rid of the segue. You guys should go and buy Nathan But Net merch using the link in the description. You use agree or disagree in three,
Okay.
2, 1. Hold it up. Agree,
It's kind of bad.
baby.
Wait, hold on. You come closer. You come closer to the camera.
All right.
A little bit more closer. It's like
I got the ring light
it's
on.
like
That's probably why. Let me turn the ring light on for this. Because it's just going to reflect off the whiteboard. Can you see it better now?
yeah. There we go.
I'll try and write it bigger. Let me get another marker, actually. All right. So let's do that again just so that I can clip it a bit better. So,
Okay.
all right, our first take is going to be you guys should go to the link in the description and go and buy some Nathan Bunnett merch and use the promo code Spurs the best. 3, 2, 1, show your board.
Boom.
There we go,
Boom.
baby. Agree.
Boom.
Go and use that link in the description to get some Nathan Bunnett merch.
Boom. Come on, bro. Stop playing around, man. Get the Nathan Bunnett, man.
Yes, sir. All right. I was gonna do another one, like you agree you should sub to the channel, but I think that's enough promotion for now. All right. Yeah. So this one, I think we're both on the same page here, CJ. It's one that we've been talking about kind of all season long. The Spurs. Oh, you got some ideas. The Spurs are contenders. Agree or disagree?
Come on, man.
Hold up your board. On, man. Oh, I was gonna do a 3, 2, 1, but yeah, go ahead.
Come on, man. I ain't gonna waste no time, man. I've been saying this since the beginning of the season. I need people to perseverate, man. Oh man.
All right. Do you yield your time or do you want to spend another 20 seconds defending your take?
Man. I yield it. Yeah, we definitely just watch the beginning of the video, guys. Just go back. Nathan is definitely gonna clip this, obviously. So he's definitely gonna go and just show what I was saying from the beginning, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're watching this in a YouTube short, go and watch the full video because we don't even need to repeat what we said.
Yeah.
The Spurs are contenders this year. Come on now, guys. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
We're not the Rockets. We don't lose first round and all that. And
I'm gonna send that to Fernando. Fernando was my OG co-host of the freaking podcast, and he's a Rockets fan.
Oh man.
All right.
Yeah.
The next one I got on here is the Spurs should prioritize being healthy over taking the number 1 seed from OKC. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My fault. I'll do it right the next time. Okay.
Because you got to add the suspense in there, man. You got to have the suspense.
You're right. All right.
So, my take in 24 seconds. Again, we kind of talked about it earlier in the episode, but I think it's more important to give Wemby the limited minutes that we have now versus trying to go for like hardcore wins, blowing out teams by 30, that sort of thing. There's not really too big of a difference when come playoff time between the first and second seed. So what we really need to focus on is just keeping our players healthy, and that way we don't become another what-if team come playoff time, especially because a lot of our roster doesn't have playoff experience yet because it's been a while. So, yeah, that's sort of my short take. What do you got, CJ?
I think we're just we're at the end of the season. The Thunder, even though it would make sense that push the Thunder on the test and make them want to use more players and expose all the secret play styles they're going to use in the playoffs. I feel like we need to prioritize health just because, the points that you were saying, and also we need Wemby. There's no other choice. Yeah, you can't have Luke Cornett out there. I don't trust in this team if Luke Cornett. Wemby is such a good player. He's our Tim Duncan. He's the system. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. The next one is this one is like you would say agree if you agree still, and then disagree if you don't agree, but it's sort of like a true false. So the next statement is I agree with the statement defense wins championships. 3, 2, 1, agree.
Yeah.
You agree? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
So my take with this is I've always said that defense is underrated. Even whenever you go back and like all the teams that were like, they just won because they 3-point all the time, like the Warriors and the the Celtics that won in like 2022, they still had pretty good defense.
Okay.
And then 2019 Raptors, I know people will say like, "Oh, well, Warriors injuries," but like they had Kawhi fucking Leonard, who's like one of the best defensive players. And then like a lot of teams have just won off of defense, and a lot of people say that that's outdated nowadays. And I
Yeah.
wanted to say that I don't think it's outdated. I still agree that defense wins championships. So, what you got, CJ?
I mean, every person who won a championship just had a good defense. So I mean, I feel like it's just kind of more like if you just based it off history.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, that's really it. I mean, other than that though, it was just yeah, whew, I mean, defense. I mean, what team you can name that went to the finals and they just didn't have any defense? And yeah, even the Pacers when they was making on that finals run, they had a top 10 defense.
yeah,
You can't really name a team that just made it to the finals purely off their offense. You have to be able to stop uh anybody who's coming into the paint. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. All right,
Yeah.
all right. The next statement is the next statement is oh, let me change back to multicam. My bad.
Okay.
The next statement is the Pistons will not win the conference finals. Three, two, one. Agree. What you got,
Okay.
CJ? You got to agree?
Oh, I feel like yeah, I gotta agree. Azur Thompson, his absence, it kind of solidifies what this team really is, especially their offensive gaps on each team. I know they're trying to make this whole bringing back the bad boys Pistons and all that, but we got to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. You need offense, well having an elite defense nowadays. Like you can't not have a top five, you need a top 10 defense and a top 10 offense, and even if you got to get closer to that top 10, closer to the top with the top 10 than having a lower stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um yeah, what about you?
My take is I had a really hot take at the very beginning of the season and people hated on me for it. But again, we have a lot of takes that people hate on that end up being right, just like the Kings Mike Brown stuff and the Clippers would
Yeah.
lose to the Mavs with Harden and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
I said that the Pistons were gonna start losing games and not be the number one seed by the end of the season, because they were
Okay.
playing a lot of easy teams back in 2025. So far, my take has not aged well because they are still the number one seed. However, the Celtics are right behind them, and they've had Jason Tatum injured the entire season, and now Jason Tatum is back. And so I think with Tatum back, the Celtics are easily going to take that number one seed back from the Pistons. And come playoff time, it'll be the exact same thing. I think the Celtics will fucking dog walk the Pistons in the conference finals, and the Celtics will be back in the finals versus whoever takes the West, with it being the Spurs, OKC, or whoever.
It will be Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Going on to the next one here. Um, just for time, I'm going to skip through a few of them, and then if we have time, we can go back. But I want to get to the spicy ones first in case I have to end it. So,
Okay.
agree or disagree? Adam Silver is a terrible commissioner. Three, two, one. Disagree. I have agree. Okay, let's hear it, CJ. What you got?
I just feel all right. I'm sorry. I feel like the times we're in, so the old ways of the NBA, it was a very shady business, and especially how like people well not even people how they even cover up crimes or how they had their way in court or like how it was even treating players. It was very different. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like just because we're in a new time and now we're more woke, quote
Yeah.
unquote, uh it kind of seemed like he's a BS commissioner, but we have to be honest, he bringing money to the NBA, he's making the NBA the most, I won't say the most hated sport, but the most popularized sport. Like his efforts to actually like trying to do the right thing and try to like have a moral standpoint. Okay, it's been terrible, but what commissioner you can name that has that same thing? I mean, you could just say that for every commissioner. So I kind of make it as a sense of what is he doing for the league? And players are kind of happy, kind of. The only thing I will say is just the ref situation.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously he can't really critique the refs like that because there's a ref shortage, especially on a professional level like that. Because the refs obviously gotta worried about their life and all that comes with it. But yeah, it's just stuff like that where it's just like, whoa, like yo, we can do better on certain things, but I'm not gonna be so hard on them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of situations he got put in through, he actually addressed it the best way possible. Because later down the line, nobody, really kind of like, and not won't say nobody, but everybody kind of like forgot certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, as much as me and CJ usually agree on certain things, I'm gonna say the exact opposite. Like
Okay.
especially your last point where you said like he addresses things.
Okay.
I say the exact opposite. I have literally a 4-minute compilation or something like that of Adam Silver saying we're investigating, we're looking into it, we're investigating, we're looking into it, and that's all he ever says. He never like actually does like any punishment that much besides like Ja Morant and a few other occasions. But I he always says we're investigating, and I feel like that's all that really happens. He lets a lot of things go unpunished. Again, the referee thing is a huge problem, but
Yeah.
also the whole streaming service thing is a big issue that me and you have talked about,
Mm-hmm.
and other things like that. Where I really think he's making like he came out and said the NBA is a highlight sport. Like people aren't gonna forget that for any time soon. And so
Yeah.
he's really making the NBA really a huge cash grab and not addressing the things that make it less watchable. And I think the interesting thing about this is that had you asked me this like a year or two ago, I would have said that he's a great commissioner. He made the play-in tournament, he made the in-season tournament, things like that, and I thought those were really good ideas. But ever
Okay.
since he signed like the TV deal, ever since OKC has been having all these problems, ever since he's been finding players for going up against the refs rather than finding the refs themselves, this
Yeah.
season in particular, he has changed my opinion on him to where I really
Okay.
do not like him as commissioner anymore. This
Okay.
season has been like really bad PR for him in the league. I was on his side last season. This season
You
it's
got
just been failure after failure after failure for me. So
Okay, yeah, that's understandable. Yeah.
so that's my take in 30 seconds or whatever it was. But yeah. Okay, next one on here. Agree or disagree? I think that Wembanyama can be the fifth player in NBA history to get a quadruple double. Three, two, one. Agree. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Besides us potentially sounding like Spurs Glazers here, what is your take?
Uh, I mean, he's now. I the only thing I feel like he can get the steals, and his sneak block method is actually very working
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. Because they alter his man. NBA players, pro players are so insane. How you can literally alter how you're going to score even though and I'm not gonna lie, going against Wemby, I only have one way to score on him, and that's just like trying to shoot over him, and he just
Yeah.
probably just gonna swat it. And they're adjusting their bodies and everything, but still, he's still producing like 5+ block games. We're not worried about the blocks; it's just the steals.
Yeah.
He's still a comparable defender to get the steals. It's just who's gonna credit those steals to him And what team are we gonna like? He's gonna have that game to go off of that is gonna have all those turnovers. I feel like he's gonna have a 5x5. That 10x10 is gonna be plausible. Ah, I mean not 10x10. That quadruple double is still plausible. It's just what's gonna be that stat, and it's gonna be steals. It's gonna be a steal. It'd rather be steals or assists.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's either steals or assists. It probably gonna be assists. Never mind. Yeah, not forget the steals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I
What
really
about you?
think that just with the depth that we have on the roster, I
Yeah,
think that ironically that could actually work against him getting the quad double because he doesn't have to put the team on his back as much. But I still do
yeah,
think it's only a matter of time with how good Wemby is. And again, that may sound like, oh, I'm glazing him or whatever. But go and look back at all of Wemby's stats that he's had. He's really good at creating assist for his team. He's an amazing shot blocker. He's an amazing rebounder. And of course, he scores. So if you do all four of those things, shoot, rebound, block, and assist, then
yeah,
that's all you need. Just do each of those 10 times and you got the stat. And obviously that's easier said than done because only 4 people in history have done it, but only a few people in history in the NBA have done a lot of things that Wemby's already done. So, it just goes to show
yeah.
how successful he can be. Um all right. Let's see which one should I do next on here. I got a few good ones. Um
Oh, by the way, he broke Kobe 81 point.
Wemby did?
Nah, Bam.
Bam? Oh,
Yeah, he
what
has
was his final
83.
score? Let me see.
It was 83. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. Right.
Jimmy High Roller video coming soon.
Right. Right.
Because he
Man,
already
how
dropped
many
one.
people
He
are gonna
already
start
released
calling
one.
Kobe a fraud, man?
He
That's when,
he
huh?
already released one when Wemby scored like 70 or whatever it was. So now we're gonna get another one, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Um. Okay, let's see what I got on here. Um. Social media. You don't watch much college basketball, do you? Right?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Damn,
Yeah.
I had a good one on here that I was gonna do. The NCAA is more competitive than the NBA, but you don't watch enough.
Because the last time I was really heavily in I won't even say heavily, but I was actually interested was when Zion, RJ Barrett, and what's that dude named Cam Reddish?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they was all on Duke, yeah. But ever since then, and Trey Jones, or it was
Yeah.
Tyus Jones. It was Trey Jones, yeah. That squad was nasty. I ain't gonna count.
Okay,
Yeah.
Let's do 4 more, and then I'll end the episode so that we don't go too long here. So
Oh yeah. I don't even know it's 10 o'clock or
yeah. So I'll do
yeah.
4 more because I got to do some stuff after this episode too. But
Yeah.
and then we'll save these other ones for future episodes because I do still think they're good. So
Okay.
this is a take that's been brought up by Steve Kerr and a few other people on Twitter. Coaches should go back to wearing suits and ties on the bench. Agree or disagree? 3, 2, 1. All right.
Like, let's keep it professional. I'm so tired of these guys trying to be with the team. No, man.
Yeah.
That what made them stand out. Like when you think of a coach, you think of Greg Popovich with that suit and tie, yelling at the coach with the playbook in his hand. Like, come on,
Mm-hmm.
bro. What we doing? Like what about you, man?
Um. So not to sound super Gen Z or Gen Alpha or whatever, but as the
Okay.
cool kids say, aura. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it goes back to like what we were talking about earlier in the episode, which whenever I'm editing this for the YouTube short, future me, put in the clip of me talking about this in the episode. But it goes back to what I was talking about of like coaches aren't respected nowadays and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it seems like such a little thing, right? Like, why does attire matter? But I really do think that if they were to bring back the suit and tie type of thing, it would
Yeah.
really put more of that like authority and like again like the quote unquote aura and like leadership and things like that back into like the coaching like um position and like the
Hmm.
what's the word I'm looking for? The perspective
Professionalism.
like
Oh
the
my.
perspective and like view perception, that's the word I'm looking for, the perception
Okay.
around
Yeah.
what coaching is and things like that. um so I really do think that coaches should go back to like that Coach Carter type look, that Pat Riley type look with the suit and tie on the bench,
Yeah.
because even again if Adam Silver's talking about, oh, it's a highlight sport, how much cooler does a highlight look of a coach yelling when he's wearing like a freaking Memphis polo versus if he was in a suit and tie, yelling on the sidelines. You know what I mean? Like those early
Yeah.
2000s clips, like they're so much more impactful just because of that. So
Yeah.
that's sort of where I'm headed. All right. So we'll go ahead and lead into the next one that I had on here, which was, again, Steve Kerr recently had a quote about this, but I think that the NBA season should be shortened. Agree or disagree? Three, two, one. Disagree. You got it upside down. All right.
I
What do you
gotta
think,
flip it
CJ?
sometimes. Yeah. Um, I don't know. Do you want to go first or?
Yeah, I'll go first on this one. I've been going second on a few of them. So
Okay.
this is a really like I could go either way type of thing, but for the sake of the game, we got to choose agree or disagree.
Okay.
I do think I'm leaning more towards agree because I had a video that I came out with that talked about why injuries are becoming so much more prevalent in both youth sports and the NBA and things like that. And if I'm being completely honest, I even 5 years, 6 years later, I don't think that the NBA has fully bounced back from COVID. COVID, they stopped
Yeah.
the season and then they resumed the season, and that kind of messed with a lot of players' bodies. And then they had a shortened break because of that. They like the season ended later into the year with COVID, but then they started the next season at the same time, meaning they had like a month and a half less time of rest. You also, and I think that has cascaded, even though it's been 5 years later, that like now that they've been like back on like their typical schedule of like ending in June, starting in October, like they haven't gotten that month and a half back that like was taken away from them all those years ago.
Yeah.
And with that, we also have so many more international players nowadays. And those players are playing in FIBA. They're playing in international leagues over the summer. We have things like summer league, things like that. So it's like I know people are going to complain that like, oh, it's less basketball to watch, if they shorten the season, but like you can't have your cake and eat it too because so many people don't even watch regular season in the first place. So it's like you can't
Yeah.
not watch regular season and then complain when they take regular season games away from you. But it would be to the benefit of the players and the people watching anyway. Because
Yeah.
then if you do want to watch more basketball, watch Summer League. If you really want to watch basketball, watch the WNBA, which people hate on, which the WNBA can have good basketball. I've talked about before, and people have hated on that take just because of like, society, not to go full Joker, but
Mhm.
um, like the WNBA has good basketball. So watch NCAA, watch WNBA, watch Summer League. And it will be to it will be to the fans' benefit as well, because would you rather have 82 games of C tier basketball? Or, sorry, would you rather have 82 games of C tier basketball or 72 games of S tier basketball? For me, I'd take 10 games less for such an increase in quality. You know what I mean? And that's what would happen if they shorted the season is like, yeah, it's less games, but less players are getting injured. They can put more energy into those remaining games, and therefore it will be a better product all around for the games that are still there. So that's sort of my take. What do you think?
Uh, I like the only reason I like the 82 game season, um, is because they're gonna probably like price gouge. Just if they're shorting it, they're gonna have to like make up the money that they was generating doing all that. Every NBA team, they wasn't. Well, I won't say every NBA team, but most teams they don't really lose money each game. So I'm more thinking about that, and also I'm also thinking about like guys who really never get a chance. Those there'll be certain games where they actually get a chance, but if you shorten the season out, you're having these guys healthy. And I'm not saying injuries are good, but they're beneficial for these guys who wants to showcase their talents and showcase it to the world. They're like, yeah, I'm that guy, I'm that type of basketball player. So I see where you're coming from. Also, like just like having the 72 games and
Yeah,
just guys just being more healthy, and also it's helping out other basketball leagues. But I feel like the NBA got to be selfish on this part where it comes like, yeah, injuries are just a part of the game. Like you're playing a physical game. Does not mean that your ACL just can pop out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Strains is gonna happen. But I see where you're coming from. Definitely, I definitely see where you're coming from. Like it's not bad. I don't think you're wrong at all. I feel like you're 100% right. What you're saying, like it's 100% right. But I can see why they won't even want to shorten it. Also,
yeah,
all time records. It's gonna be hard for people to catch up. It will
yeah.
take more people being more selfish and being more not playing more basketball. So it's just like, yeah, do you really want to watch it?
That's a really good point. I didn't think of that. Like people that are chasing those records with less time, they're gonna
Yeah.
be even more ball hoggy. Like I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, it's like a slippery slope. Like you're not wrong, but then again, like what else? I feel like except for, shorting it 72 games, I do feel like we need a draft lottery tournament.
Yeah,
It would definitely help. Huh?
I just said yeah. Like I get what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. It would, like stuff like that. Just have tourneys and stuff like probably like have a tournament where it's conferences, not even conferences, regions, northwest, what else? Southeast, having tournaments like that where you could just schedule it and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, who won this?" and
Yeah,
um yeah, probably like that, and at the end of the season so it could just have more competitive nature on that. Probably you want to get more money,
yeah,
or you just want to win an NBA championship. It's either or.
yeah. All right, I got
Yeah.
one more just because of time, and then we'll end
Okay.
it. I got some more. So if you guys like this game, and you guys are watching the full length episode or the highlight or whatever the case is, let me know down in the comments so we can continue doing this. Because I really like doing this. And again, I got some more on here so we can keep this going. But all right, this one, me and you, CJ, have talked a lot about. So I kind of already know your answer, but agree
Okay.
or disagree? Gambling has ruined sports. Three, two, one. All right. What do you think, CJ? Give me your take, man.
I'm so tired of people just coming in comment sections, Twitter, the hate of certain players they get just because the one night somebody decided they just wanted to bet their whole life savings on one player against a team that they didn't even know how they feel. They don't know about any of their connections. They're not even knowing, hey, maybe he has a ankle tweak, and
Mm-hmm.
they're just gonna get upset. They're gonna blame him, especially like let's say there's this video that somebody approached Jimmy Butler on the street, and somebody said Jimmy Butler was in the most dangerous spot ever. Because what if he retaliated and somebody has a gun? Then that's self-defense, but still, like now you miss a player like Jimmy Butler just because somebody is upset because they lost their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I feel like it's a huge hypocrite that even Giannis signed to Kalashi Um, and the NBA is really working with FanDuel and all these sports betting things. I feel like they need to separate themselves from sports, and they're really putting their players in danger by even promoting it to the younger fans and the younger audience that's going to grow up and be like, "Oh, I'm finally 18, and yeah, let's start betting." Oh my god, I hate this guy. He sucks.
Yeah.
Ah, I would never like this dude because he didn't drop that 1 3 I needed to change my life.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So again, we've talked a lot about this, so I'll try and be brief. I mean, the point of the game is to be brief, but still,
Okay.
um, I we've said many things before about how gambling it makes it to where you're not really watching the game for the game. You're watching it for money. And also so many people talk about the parity of the league. You know, people throw that term around all the time. The parity of the
Yeah.
league, making the league fair, stopping tanking, and then yet they go and they gamble. Gambling destroys parity. And I have like a hot take video coming out where this was going to be another one on the agree or disagree that we don't have time for, but we can do it in the future. Where
Yeah.
I was going to say the NBA is not ready for expansion because they do not have the parity yet there. So many people want them to expand because they want a Seattle team, they want a Vegas team. Having a
Yeah.
Vegas team will destroy the NBA even further than the perception of the league already has. Um,
Yeah.
and just as CJ already said, like people go and then they bet money and then they get upset. And it's just like you're not watching the game for the game. Like enjoy basketball for basketball, man. Like again, I referenced Coach Carter earlier in this episode. Me and my girlfriend just got done watching it last night because it was date night and she
Okay.
hadn't seen it before.
Timo
Uh,
Cruz, right?
but I was gonna say how what's it called? Coach Carter, whenever he was addressing a separate issue of like trash talking and taunting and all that, but he said
Yeah.
Coach Carter he says what gives you the right to take the game that I love and tarnish it with like trash talking and all that, and I kind of see it the same way where it's like what gives Vegas the right to take sports that people enjoy and put money behind it, man. It just like it's ruined it for me. It takes so much emotion out of the game and it's really depressing at a certain point. That it's like you're not watching for the enjoyment and the emotion behind games like you're not watching for the Kevin Harlan blocked by James calls, the not the is this the dagger calls. You're watching it to see if you made your money and that's all you care about. And it's like there's
Yeah.
so much emotion to be had in sports that's just lost with gambling. And of course, if they build a team in Vegas, it's only going to get worse. But again, I can talk a lot more about gambling stuff. We have in previous episodes. So if you're watching this and this is your first episode and you've made it this far into the podcast, you're sure to enjoy other episodes. So go and check out the playlist and you can binge all the podcast back to back. Obviously, some older episodes are going to have outdated takes because on the podcast we tend to talk more about the events that are going on in the league. So if you're binging
Yeah.
episodes from like 4 years ago and we're talking about Ben Simmons on the 76ers, you know, but
I love like people who go back in time and just like that they put their finally 2 cents in and it's just like, dude, like said this
yeah,
in January. Like, come on,
yeah.
bro.
I
Like,
saw somebody comment. Somebody called out a take that I had like from
yeah.
3 years ago, and I'm like, dog, like that player is not even in the league anymore. What are we doing?
Like, of course, like it's so easy, like Captain Hindsight, but
yeah,
I enjoy it because like it's just like, dang, y'all was just waiting until then. All right, if
yeah.
that's your Super Bowl, like go ahead,
Yeah.
yeah,
But anyway, for the sake of time, we've been recording for a while. All the episodes with CJ tend to go long because me and CJ just blend so well. So
yeah, yeah,
if
of
if
course.
again this is your first episode, and you've made it this far, and you guys don't know CJ yet, go and check him out in the description. Check out all his stuff. Me and him collab a lot, so you're sure to enjoy his
Hmm.
stuff if you made it this far in the episode. If you did make it this far in the episode as well, Again, you're sure to enjoy my other content, my other podcast episodes, so go and check those out. Check out my other videos. Subscribe if you have not already. All that cliche YouTuber stuff. Just wanted to get that out there. Because again, if you guys enjoyed, you will likely enjoy my other stuff. So why not support me?
Oh,
And then
also use the code.
yeah,
Use the
don't
code.
forget. I was gonna say that next. Don't forget to use the code.
Oh,
Link in
yeah.
description. All that good stuff. Because again, like I like making content, and if you guys enjoy it, you guys can get it every week. So, with all that said, I will go ahead and end the episode off. This will be Nathan Burnett, episode 92.